honestly, Islam is not terrorism. That's the thing. Muslim doesn't have like the desire to go around killing anyone or anything like that. What a Muslim wants to do is to have a good life in this, like for there to be something called barakah. Barakah is when you have enough of everything, when you have sufficiency and at the same time peace. In other words, you're not rushing after money. Like you have people, they're making billions and everything, but they're always at work. They don't have time for their family. Why? Because they think, okay, I need to make more and more and more. If I spend more time, I'll make even more and more. So barakah is like, it's balance.
Welcome to another Vicinfluential Podcast. Today I'm with a special person, Mr. Philip from Ghana. He has a wide understanding of Christianity because he used to be a Christian and now he's a Muslim. So he's here on Vicinfluential to explain to us or talk to us about his experience on the both religion. I am a Christian and I also wish to learn from him. I understand because I am here in UAE and I've been living with Muslims since going to 3 years now. I've been living and working with Muslims. I don't have problem with them and I've enjoyed it. It was also a Muslim that helped me to get the job that I am doing right now. Coming from Nigeria and also coming from Africa, I think that it will be a very interesting one for us to listen to it. But our discussion is going to be based on his experience as a Muslim broadly and globally. So, Mr. Philip.
Yes.
Welcome to Vicinfluential.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, how have you been? Can you give us a little bit of a background?
Background in terms of religion-wise in general.
Where are you from?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm from Ghana because my dad is from Ghana.
Okay.
But my skin is light because my mom is Russian. So I spent a lot of time in Russia.
Okay.
Well, there was 11 years of my life in Ghana, which was basically my whole school from class 1 to Form 5. And then university and the beginning of my career was in Russia. So that's 13 years. And now I moved to Dubai and yeah.
Yeah. So you know how to speak Russian?
Yes.
How do you say it's good to be here?
Здорово быть здесь.
What?
Здорово
Здорово?
быть здесь.
Здесь.
Yeah.
It's a bit long. All right, it's good. So I think we are going to have fun. So I want to go right away asking you used to be a Christian. Like from what age to what age were you a Christian?
Okay, so basically I found out about religion, I think at the age of like 5 or 6, because my mom took us once to, if I remember correctly, I was living in, at that time in Donbass, in the Lugansk region. And we went to what I think is a church, because in one of the places there, I remember entering it and going to the left, there was a cross, and there was someone on a cross, and it was actually big, like around 2 meters or so. Well, according to my memory, maybe it was my size at that time. And it was basically Jesus on the cross. Jesus, who is Isa in the Quran. So I saw the picture of him wearing the crown of thorns and with blood coming from his hands and from his legs. And they explained to me what it is, that my mom told me at that time he died for our sins. And so that was basically my first introduction to Christianity in general.
Yeah.
Before that, I was at that age, well, since I'm a millennial, we're reading a lot and I was going through a lot of facts. I mean, It's actually been interesting the way world records have changed. I mean, at that time it was Kuala Lumpur, the Twin Towers there. Now it's Burj Khalifa here. So, I mean, a lot has changed. So, the fastest car, the tallest building, all these things. I mean, I've gotten a bit nostalgic. So, well, that was my first introduction about that. After some time, I got baptized. I think it was in the same year or maybe the next year. And basically, that was it. So I'm honestly from not that much of a religious family in general.
Yeah.
So the thing is, yes, we knew about Sunday. When I moved to Ghana at the age of 6, I was already, there was religious and moral education in Ghana. And one thing I actually liked about it is that unlike even the Western system, a shout out to the African education system because religious and moral basically, well, it tells you the obvious, don't spit into people's faces and everything, and on the moral aspect. But the religious aspect, they give you a wide understanding of all religions. So you understand what is Christianity. Well, because it was Ghana, I mean, there were a lot of pages in that book were dedicated to Christianity. An honorable amount of pages was dedicated to Islam. And which was actually not portrayed exactly correctly. I'll explain that later. And there was enough with Buddhism and I think Hinduism also.
This was in Ghana?
Yeah, in Ghana, in RME. The subject is called RME. So there was definitely Buddhism. I remember that because I remember the word Gautama Buddha from my childhood, the name. I remember Hinduism, I'm not that sure about it, but there was this village in Africa where there were Hindus, Krishna worshippers. There was a scandal that we went on a school trip there. Some people didn't like the vegetarian food. They told their parents that we were forced to drink blood and it was still some purple juice. So those with a heavy religious foundation in the family, they just they said collect all the books, everything. Well, it was interesting to read, but it wasn't what I felt. I mean, if you believe in God, you wouldn't start believing in idols. I mean, it's that's a rare case, honestly. So yeah, there was Hinduism. There was due to our Boy Scout excursion. There was Buddhism and there was traditional African religion because there's a god. I don't know whether it's in Nigeria or not, but in Ghana they believe in Mami water.
Okay,
the goddess of the sea.
Yeah, most people in Nigeria do that also, and they're traditionalist.
Yeah.
What we widely recognize in Nigeria is like a Christian, Muslim, and traditionalist. This is like the three religion that is widely recognized. So Philip, is a Christian name?
Yeah, Philip is a Christian name.
It was given to you during the baptism?
No, it was given to me at birth, and it was just confirmed at baptism because it coincides with one of the names that could be given to a Christian person. So,
but you didn't change it?
Actually, no. If somebody is if somebody is insisting that you should have a Muslim name because it's something else, every Muslim name means something and all those kind of things, then I just say, okay, Ibrahim. Well, Ibrahim, why? Because firstly, it's one of the powerful prophets, Abraham.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where he has a significant contribution also to, he's also recognized well in both Christianity and Islam. And I was, subconsciously, I was a fan of Abraham Lincoln. I mean, for many reasons, because of my black roots also.
You liked the name, so you picked it.
Well, yeah. In general, like, Ibrahim was the closest to me. Muhammad is a bit too common, so to say. I mean, I once worked with Pakistani staff, I think like 30 people. Out of them, I think 10 to 20 of them had Muhammad somewhere in the name. So that's it. I mean, it's for obvious reasons, but... So I like to be a bit unique sometimes.
Yeah. Did somebody sold the religion to you, or you just decided that I want to find out about this religion, being a Muslim?
Okay. Well, in general, honestly, one of the things I liked during my childhood was the fact that I was always attracted somehow by, the UAE, because my first trip here was in 2004.
Okay.
I like the airline Emirates. It's still my favorite. I also had the opportunity of going to Qatar and Etihad recently. these airlines in general are nice. I like the country. I mean, I was here in the 2000s. It was a bit different. Not a bit. It was different. And I liked, in general, the way things were. I mean, the way families looked happy, the way everyone was easygoing. And there was this one thing that actually I remember even up to this day when when we were going through the airport. And I mean, as a kid, mommy buy me this, mommy buy me that. And there was this balloon. And this Arab guy in a condora and everything heard me. And he just quietly walked past. I don't remember whether he just did or not. He bought the balloon and gave it to me. Like, I mean, that's also something that's remembered. In Islam, it's called sadaqah. Sadaqah is the act of doing something good. In this case, he could buy it. He heard a kid. Why not? I mean, that's all. So yeah, that's another thing that I remember. So the moral aspects were interesting. All this time, I mean, there were a lot of things going through my mind that, okay, in the Muslim community, they do this way, they do that way. So I was thinking, okay, wow, they're actually quite wise in this sense. So that's good. And somehow I wanted to be either a part of it or at that time close to it as possible. So, I mean, yeah.
So when you change, what did the people around you, like family and friends, how did they take it? You transitioned from Christian to Muslim.
Okay, so after some time, well, I'm already 31, so after some time I just realized that, okay, you start thinking about life, about everything. I became a bit more religious, like, Philip, you can't live without God because he does this, he does that. You have to have conscience. It doesn't have to be only because you're a good person. I mean, the people who are atheists, they think, okay, I'm a good person in this world, so that's I'm doing my part. That's enough. I thought, and they explained to me, no, it's not just God. Even if you do something bad, something worse happens to you. So you have to live a good life, and that you have to live a good life, and in general, God rewards you for your good deeds, even in this world, not even in the afterlife. So, I mean, then I started believing in God because I realized the tendency that you do bad stuff, worse happens to you. You do good stuff, even better happens to you. I mean, it's not like you're a religious person, so you don't experience hardships. Everyone does. I mean, that's just life as it is. So, after being more religious, then I was a bit open to basically all the religions who believe in God in general. So there are three. They are all indicated in the Quran, which is Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So Judaism was entirely out because it has a lot of ethnical issues also. Plus, I don't believe in a lot of things there, starting from their opinion about Jesus Christ, aka Isa. So that was out for me. And Christianity and Islam, then I just, as I said, I liked a lot of aspects in Islam. So I started studying both of them. And I mean, eventually I got there. I understand we are a bit limited in time, but the point is, we had questions that Christianity was a bit scared of answering, and Islam had an answer for that.
Okay.
Even about dinosaurs and everything. Because the thing about Christianity is you can see dinosaur bones. We even have them here in Dubai Mall. And you say, like, okay, this is a dinosaur. It happened. And Christians say, no, it didn't happen. Like, I mean, you can take it, you can hold the bone, and you say it didn't happen. Islam accepts it. And Islam confirms that something was there before Adam and Eve. So when you have a religion that gives you a logical answer to anything, then I mean, that's where the belief comes from.
So Islam has a logical answer for most of the things.
Yes, for
but
aliens,
Christians, yeah,
dinosaurs, everything.
But for Christians, we call it miracle. It just came to being. Like, there is some things we cannot explain in Christianity. We call it miracle. It just happened like this, like that. So most of the questions you ask them, there is no logical answer for it. So everything is, or mostly of the answers is miracle. Is miracle. The things that we cannot explain. Yeah, this is the answer we give in our Christian world. Like, if you ask a question that there is no logic answer, is miracle. You understand? The things that we cannot explain. So we call it miracle. But living in UAE, you've been living in UAE for like more than 10 years now, right?
No, I've been visiting since 2005. I visited in 2004, 2006, and 2019.
Yeah.
I've been living here till January 24, sorry. It's not 25. Yeah.
Having living here for a quite bit of time, how did you see the religious tolerance here compared to Ghana, or from what you've heard, maybe most part of the world, like Syria right now?
Okay, yeah, there have been extremist cases everywhere. I mean, on all sides. I mean, we have situations where in one country the idol worshippers are attacking the Muslims. We have cases where, well, the most common example, which for political reasons we can't mention it here. Yes, we have Christians attacking Muslims, Muslims attacking Christians. I mean, Crusaders were also something. I mean, for example, Spain, long time ago, was a Muslim place. And then the Crusaders came and changed that. And yeah, we do have extremists. I mean, extremists are enough everywhere.
Yeah, but it's not in the GCC countries.
No, they are not. It's not welcome here at all. So in the UAE, in Saudi Arabia, there is absolute tolerance of everything. The only thing that's not allowed is dark magic and
I think people are even more busy to start practicing dark magic. People are crazy busy going about their work.
So dark magic is forbidden, and these kind of fortune telling, tarot cards, and all these kind of interesting things that, unfortunately, even believers of God, Christians and Muslims are guilty of. I mean, this evil eye blue circle, which is something against the evil eye. A lot of people do it. You have a lot of people believing in horoscopes and everything. So this is all not allowed in neither Christianity nor Islam. It's just that, especially here. So yeah.
But seeing that is not happening here or any part of the GCC country, but it's happening in other part of the world, would you say it's weaponized purposely? Would you say that religion is purposely weaponized just to distract people? Or, I think just to distract people on what is important, because in this GCC country, if I'm using a Dubai as an example, everybody is just purely focused on progress.
Which progress?
Progress, like development, working, working, moving forward, trying to know where the world is going, the trend to success, and everybody is just doing it all. Even Christians, Arabs, Hindus, everybody that is coming from anywhere part of the world, what they come here to do is business or work. Everybody is just focused on what is important to them. That is family, business. Nobody is just coming here to do religion. I am Christianity, so you must respect me on this, on that. And I've been living together with Muslims for like going to 2 years now. And that means I'm the only Christian in that means. You will not even know.
Okay. Well, not even know. I would say that's not exactly the case, because I mean, for example, it's now Ramadan, and you as a Christian are probably not fasting the Islamic way. So, yes, I mean the Orthodox fasting and Ramadan coincide right now. So yeah, on the Orthodox side, you don't eat meat, animal products. On the Islamic side, you are not eating or drinking anything. So from sunrise to sunset. It's not that hard. It's my second time doing it. You just have to remember, okay, I'm thirsty, but I have to wait. That's basically it. As long as you eat and drink, it's okay. So about the coexisting, I would say that, yes, they decided to make the UAE's policy here is not to make a big, not to be a place of disagreement. Because, I mean, we have people of all nationalities, of all religions here. And me being a Russian here, we coexist, for example, peacefully with the Ukrainians, despite the fact that there's military activity going on between us. So, I mean, this is just a place for no one to fight with each other. I mean, you have your differences. Yes, you can talk about it peacefully, but no shouting at each other, no insulting each other because you don't believe in this or that person. I mean, the moment you like, it's just not a place of discrimination, and that's actually what I like about it. So everyone is just here to live and to do something, so everyone is just doing it.
Yeah, and the government understood, they knew, so they put policies in place to checkmate all these things. But yeah, my question is, for those countries that they are just busy distracting each other, I think it's purposely put in place like that for distraction. This is my own opinion, because if you're looking at what is going on here, there are policies you should put in place. Okay, for instance, I'm from Nigeria.
Okay.
My country, there are some northern parts, at the northern part, they don't sell beverages like alcoholics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I will use Kanu as an example, you are not allowed to sell alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they have their own police, the law enforcement recognized by the state to come and destroy that business, that beverages, something like that. But if you come here, or I think any other Muslim world also, they allow Christians or not Christians to do their business selling beverages, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is business, helping the state or the country to grow forward.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm thinking that this is a purely distraction from the state of Nigeria, not recognizing that this is business and these people are going to pay tax, and you don't know how many people that are going to be employed in that business, or another business that's selling beverages, or maybe there is a mall and they are selling beverages, but you don't want beverages, alcoholic beverages in that particular part of the state. So this is what I'm saying, that most people do it purposely just for distraction. People focusing on what is not important.
Well,
I'm saying this from the experience I have from my own country.
okay.
And also coming here, also an Islamic nation. That Nigeria is not even a full Islamic nation. Yeah, so coming here, that is full Islamic nation, and they allow everybody to work in peace and go back in peace. Nobody destroying anybody's business and nobody distracting each other because of religion. You understand where I'm going?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I could comment on that honestly. So basically, the opinion, if I understand your opinion correctly, you're saying that it is a bad thing that, for example, in Nigeria, do not sell alcohol in the northern
I'm saying
states.
that is purposely weaponized. Religion is weaponized in my country. That is what I'm trying to say. If you're judging from what is going on there and what is going on here, so the people in charge weaponized it just to distract the citizens from what is important.
So the important thing is making money, basically, right?
No, moving country forward. So in Africa, most of our leaders, they believe in siphoning. Siphoning the resources. And how is it more better to do that? Either that is not distracting the citizens. You have to distract the citizens for you to do what you're doing. Because if you're going to educate people, for us live in Africa, live in Nigeria, coming here to see, okay, this is even possible. For so many, how many religions working here in one office, staying in one house, working in one kitchen, something like that. And there is no problem. There is nobody fighting because of religion. And if you go to in Nigeria, people are just busy in something. I'm trying to say, this is the policy that is working to respect each other. Why can't they do it in the other parts to let people know or educate people that just respect these people and you guys can work in harmony?
Okay, understood. Well, maybe this is an interesting example because, or it might not be actually the best example. For the simple reason is I get where you're going, but the example here is actually I'm on the side of the people who do not allow sales. Why? Because basically in every country, the way things work is that each country has its set of rules and regulations for coexistence.
Yes.
The UAE chose this position because they want to have a lot of people of different nationalities and cultures here. If I'm not mistaken, the north part of Nigeria is mostly for Muslims. Is that correct?
The northern parts?
Yes,
Yeah.
where alcohol is prohibited.
Yes.
So the thing is, in some countries, this is forbidden, this is allowed. This is, and since there's a high population of Muslims there, and in general, alcohol, honestly, is a bad thing.
Nigeria is a federation.
Nigeria is a federation, yes,
Yes.
and so is Russia, so I understand this. But in Russia, we also do have regions where alcohol isn't allowed. For example, Chechnya. The Chechnya had one huge hypermarket where it was sold, and I think they recently closed down. They recently closed either entirely or the alcohol section. So the point is that the country's position there was in general to just remove alcohol from that region because first of all it respects the beliefs of the Muslims there,
Okay.
and secondly, well, even in Russia we don't sell alcohol after 11 p.m. Right, because it at least regulates the fact that you don't have people at 1 or 2 a.m. Who have already had
Drunk.
enough, had a lot, and are just going for addition. So you don't have this kind of night scene.
You don't face any backlash for converting, right?
Well, backlash, honestly, we do have the fact that I'm in a Muslim country. People who are Muslims are happy that I'm one of them. I mean, everybody would understand that you share their opinion. From the side of my fellow countrymen, a lot of people understand it because we do have a lot of people who have been living here for some time and converting. On my parents' side, my mom was a bit surprised at it, but she understands that everybody believes in everybody believes what they believe.
What they believe.
And everyone responds to God in the afterlife. So, I mean, that's what we believers of God have. Some people believe in reincarnation. We're talking about ourselves now. That we are all responsible for our actions separately, and it doesn't have anything to do with relatives or anything. So my mom was okay about it, and my dad was also surprisingly okay. I expected a shocking reaction there, but he said that since we didn't go to church that much and he himself is not religious, then it just turned out that he was okay with it. He was happy that I was, in general, getting devoted to God more. Maybe it was something that he didn't do at the time. So that was... he just said, do your thing and don't become a fanatic.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody wants their friends or relatives to become a fanatic of any religion whatsoever.
Yes.
So yeah, that was it on their side. Sometimes on the side of my countrymen, they are a bit surprised, especially when it comes to people who are, well, they might think that a Muslim guy is boring, like he doesn't drink, he doesn't go to clubs or anything like that. And
they don't go to club also?
Well, I've always been a fan of music. I mean, I have a good music memory. I have a good voice, and I enjoy singing. So yes, but the clubs were never actually my thing because I didn't understand the purpose of them. I mean, people are spending a lot of money for, I don't know, to show off to a group of people that they don't know, and it just wasn't my idea of relaxation. Honestly, it was always either a bit too loud or a bit inexpensive, a bit too expensive. Because I mean, you could, I don't know, you could do some active sports for this amount of money. You could do something better with it in general. So it wasn't my cup of tea ever. But I am an outgoing person. Sometimes I like places that are crowded. Sometimes I don't. So clubbing wasn't actually my thing. Plus, waking up the next morning a bit you just messed up your day because you go to bed like around 3 or 5.
And hangover. Yeah. Do you think, being in the two religions, do you think there is only one God?
Yes. That's why one of the things I was telling my mother during this change was I'm not forsaking God. I mean, I just believe in worshiping Him, and the fact that Islam has stricter regulations and requirements to do it quite often. Even the fasting. Fasting is compulsory for anybody who is physically fit in Islam. So during fasting, during this month, you remember why you are doing it. You're not doing it for dieting reasons. Yes, it might come. There are side effects. You can look into it. I mean, this periodic fasting has its advantages, but the first reason is to do it for God, and you are remembering Him during this month. I mean, God doesn't get out of my head.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is. It's the same thing. I'm just trying to be as politically neutral as possible, not to offend anyone here.
Yeah.
So I am still worshiping God. I do it the old way because the posing, bowing down to God, bringing you as low as possible in front of Him. This is something that Jesus Christ and Abraham and Moses did. And there are even places, if you look it up on the internet, there are quotations in the Bible where it was shown that they pray to Him that way. So I would say it's the classic way of doing it. Islam wasn't found in 600 AD. Islam was before even the birth of Christ. People always believed in worshiping God. All the prophets who came before Jesus, Abraham, Elijah, Moses, they were all saying, worship God. Jesus Christ also said, please worship God. It's the thing is, Jesus also in Islam is believed to be a miracle. Yes, He was born without a father. God can do anything. I mean, He resurrected the dead.
Yes,
He did this, He did that. Not a single prophet did something because he could do it. He asked God to do it. Moses parted the sea because of God. So Jesus was also born without a father. Why? Because God decided, okay, let Maryam in Islam, in Arabic, let her be pregnant, let her born a child. So yes, it wasn't the classic way of an egg and a sperm coming together. She just became pregnant, and baby started developing in her stomach.
Yeah.
So that's the belief. The only place where Islam and Christianity part in Jesus in general is that Muslims do not believe that Jesus died on the cross, that he did not feel that pain, and he was just taken to he was just returned to God. He did not die. So that's the thing. This is why a lot of Christians don't believe in it. Like, why he was there for 30 days, he was this, he was that. Even looking into the facts, the cross was 140 kilos and the distance was for around 500 meters. I mean, you cannot, after being tortured and everything, carry it that easily.
That is the miracle I told you about.
Yes, without the help of God. And then biologically, you cannot survive without food and water on a cross for that long.
So are you saying that
another thing that did not happen without God? I think, if I'm not mistaken, that they believe that Judas, at the very end, regretted his actions and was decided to take his place. So Jesus went up, and Judas went on the cross, and he was even paid. I think I'm not. This is a sensitive topic for Christians.
Yeah.
So I don't. I didn't look into it. Honestly.
That is what Islam said?
Yes.
That is what Islam said. Yes. So you don't believe that Jesus Christ died and resurrected? Islam did not say that?
Islam doesn't say that.
Yeah, there is there is also something I found fascinating and a bit confusing, if I must say that.
Okay.
As a Christian, after 12 p.m., let me say 12 a.m., we cannot eat. if we are doing fasting
After midnight, you mean?
after midnight, we
Okay.
cannot eat again if we are doing fasting.
Okay.
That means anything that we want to eat, we eat that food before midnight. But from midnight, we cannot eat again till we break our fasting.
Mhm.
But I think Muslims, they can eat 5 a.m. in the morning and start fasting 6 a.m.
So it is said here that your day goes without food and water. The day. So in other words, Fajr prayer is the pre-sunset prayer. And you eat before that prayer time starts. So you eat and drink enough before that prayer time starts. And then when the sun starts setting, then you break the fast. In other words, your whole day, your work, your daily activities, they go without you having food and water. And during your day, this is how you remember God.
Okay, it's not that there is time like it's now the next day you cannot eat.
No. There's no midnight or anything like that. No.
Okay. That's a very good one. Is there anything you want to say? Like, I know you've been in both religion. You would like to just, like, the word of education, maybe what you observed, you would like to get out there?
Okay, honestly, yes. There have been these misconceptions about the religion. Yes, you were talking about division. The division that me personally I'm concerned about, what saddens me, to be honest, is the way things are said. Because I think in the Western world, they don't have any RME. As I said so at the very beginning, I really like that subject because it gives you an open mind and you understand everything. But there you have people in the West who are hating on Muslims because they believe that Allah is not the God that they worship. They don't. A lot of people don't understand, unfortunately, that it's the same God. It's just that it's God in Arabic. A lot of people don't like. It's just lack of knowledge. So I would just honestly ask people to look into both religions for them to understand the. But there are actually quite a lot of similarities, and for anyone who is thinking about converting, because I've honestly been down that path. There are regions where people think that, okay, changing your religion or what has been culturally yours is inappropriate. For example, you grew up in an atheist family, you can't start believing in God. You can't go from this to that. I mean, that isn't the case. One of the people I remembered the most when I was making this decision was Muhammad Ali. I mean, he was an ex-Christian. He had a completely different name. I honestly don't remember it, and he took the leap. So I would just, as I said, I would just recommend awareness. I would just recommend not hating on people, and because on the internet there are a lot of hateful comments towards both religions, even from the Muslim side also, because some people they don't want to explain. They just insult whoever, whatever non-Muslim or Christian
Comment
is.
section is a wide place.
Yeah. So insulting isn't the answer. If you don't believe in something, you don't like something, I mean, talk about it. You'll get an answer. So that's basically it. And I feel like when I see these things that I'm on, that you're on both sides and you're just like you're suffering from, as if you're on both sides. So about anything I would like to add, honestly, there has been a bit of Western propaganda for Islam is not actually, if we're talking globally, like Islam is not profitable for the major industries. And, the tobacco, alcohol, and banking industries have been on top for quite some time. And, I mean, yes, the drugs is also a huge industry. Human trafficking also. Fortunately, those have been condemned and are illegal in a lot of places. I mean, low salaries and the fact that stuff is enough only for rent and food, that's completely different. So at least it's minimalized. So the thing is that the Western world, I don't know. I have my opinions on 9/11. I wouldn't like to share them today, but we all know both sides of it. And honestly, Islam is not terrorism. That's the thing. Muslim doesn't have the like the desire to go around killing anyone or anything like that. You What a Muslim wants to do is to have a good life in this, like for there to be something called barakah. Barakah is when you have enough of everything, when you have sufficiency and at the same time peace. In other words, you're not rushing after money. Like you have people, they're making billions and everything, but they're always at work. They don't have time for their family. Why? Because they think, okay, I need to make more and more and more. If I spend more time, I'll make even more and more. So barakah is like it's balance. It's balance with everything. Like balance between food on the table, time for your family, time for your relatives, time for yourself, and enough money for working. So um, that's basically what a Muslim wants. Yes, there have been in the Quran, it is written in a few places, for example, that I don't know, non-believers should be killed or this or no. But there is context to that, as I said, and I mean it's been on the internet, even in the short videos of some time, is that there were wars in the Middle East at that time between the people who believed in God and the people who believed in the idols. And they were killing each other. The Muslim at that time thought, okay, killing somebody is bad. Okay, yes, they are killing me, but I'll just go to heaven and I'll be there at Judgment Day. But Islam says no, you have the right to defend yourself. You even have the right to kill somebody in this case. This is the difference between, for example, Islam and vegetarianism. Vegetarians don't believe in the food chain. Like I think even some of them would believe in going around and freeing antelopes and making sure the lions don't eat them or something like that. So, but there is a cycle of life, and it's just part of this. So, yes, in some cases, Islam understands that this or that situation is inescapable. So, in that case, this is what you do. So, even during war between these and those people, even such aspects like killing is done honorable. There's no torture. There is no slowing down the process. I mean, what has to be done has to be done. That's what I would like to say. And as I said about the modern industries, alcohol is a big thing, especially for the alcoholics. I mean, I think the best client, unfortunately, may God forgive us all, the best client for the alcoholic industry is an alcoholic. So, and being not married for a long time, you spend a lot of money on dating. Well, in short, it's not like you marry the first person you see, but it is try to be speeding up. You don't, I mean, hang out with a partner for many years, and then after that you make a decision. You find out everything as soon as possible. You have a conversation. The conversation can be as intimate as possible, but then, and all these things, they just they are not good for a lot of industries, because a Muslim man is considered to spend money on his family, to have a common goal. They don't Wasting money is also a sin. Like if you are driving, I don't know, a very, very expensive car, and you don't give to charity or anything like that, you'll be asked, like, why did you do that? What did you think that was it? So excessive spending is also a bad thing. And even lack of knowledge is a bad thing. This is why I'm actually telling people that, please, I mean, at least look into what you do. You don't just sit in one place. And it's actually a good thing, because people you have a lot of people after university, they don't want to learn much. I mean, to excel in a job or to keep the same position, yes, they will learn that. But the fact that even not degrading, but being at the same spot intelligently is a sin is also good. So that's another thing I wanted to say. And I don't know how to add this or not, but there's this the haters, the Islamophobes' favorite comment about Islam is the fact that the Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, had a 9-year-old as a child. The explanation here is simple. Life before was different. You have people who are grown men at the age of 6. I mean, Imagine somebody in a war zone who has been through a lot. He'll be grown up, unfortunately, even at the age of 7 or so. Young older brothers who are not going to school and going to sell water or tomatoes at the market just so that their youngest could get an education. So formally, due to the fact that there were wars and territorial disputes and everything, you would have even, I don't know, generals and kings who are 16. Tutankhamun died at the age of 16. There's a Russian king, Alexander Nevsky, also 16. So 9 at that time was already a grown person, and it doesn't happen these days in very developed places, because what I have to say here is that marriage, giving out a daughter to a husband, is always done with the consent of the parents, and no parent as of today would allow this. So at that time, it was acceptable in all aspects. You had even royalty marrying at the age of 9 or so. So why is it that it's only considered bad for one side and it's being remembered there, when it was just a norm at that time? I mean, that's all. We had people, I mean, even when not many people believed in God, but we all have our idol worshipping history in all countries, Russia before, the Middle East, and people were, I don't know, some religions believed in killing a young virgin so that rain will fall or crops will grow or something like that. So
Sacrifice.
yeah, going and hating on people who are historically Aztec, for example, are now Mexicans. Why would you do that? It's just yes, there is history history is being remembered on the Islamic side. I mean, it's almost 1,500 years ago, and we still remember all these things. So the fact that it's been forgotten on other sides, it doesn't mean that you can just hate on. Like,
Yeah, that is why I
that's
said.
what I'm saying.
That is why I said, looking at what is going on in the GCC country, you know that people, let me say, some country leaders have weaponized religion
Mhm.
purposely.
Okay.
Weaponized in a sense of they are educating the masses something in a wrong way.
Mhm.
Because it's just if you're judging from what you're seeing here, you understand that it's just a policy. You just need to tell the people or educate the people in a way that they should live in harmony.
Mhm.
It's just a basic or common understanding to do it, because I have seen that it's possible.
Mhm.
So in every other people to do it, I don't think it happens also in Russia. I don't think this religion, hating this religion, is rampant there, just like we've seen on social media happening in the West, US, or some other places. So I think it's just a simple policy. And for a leader of a country, commander in chief, not to take something like that serious, it means they weaponize that religion, both religion or all, purposely. That is what I'm saying.
Well, about weaponizing, this is one thing I have to say. It's just that, to be honest, some people believe in spreading one religion or another.
But I think Muslim spread by conquest, right?
Every religion was spread by conquest. If you look at the Crusaders, they went. Even in England, there were also their gods. I mean, they have Norwegian gods. We all know them. Even from the famous universe of Marvel, you have Loki, Odin, Thor. Those were
That's not friction.
Nordic gods.
That is not friction.
It's not fiction. Those were people in the north of Europe believed in those gods. People in I'm actually quite familiar with a lot of these historic gods. The solar system is named after the former Roman gods. I mean, Jupiter, the king of the gods; Mercury, the messenger of gods; Venus, the god of love and beauty. So this all happened. and the Greek god Zeus. So it's just that every religion was spread at a particular time with conquest. No, it should not be forced. Honestly, the way it's done, for example, in Afghanistan with the Taliban, I'm not a fan of that, because nobody should be forced to wear this or that level of covering. I mean, the hijab. What is considered normal is for you to cover your hair and to cover your neck. Like everything else with this and like a full facial cover, that's just taking it too far. Even the hijab, yes, people know that it's the norm, and there when somebody doesn't do it, it's not like people are not hated on publicly. I mean, you should just know that what you're doing is wrong. I mean, everyone sins. So yeah, that's it.
I see most people in Nigeria also. There are most people from the north. They cover their faces. I don't call it anything. I think maybe they don't want you to see their wife or their daughter, and that's it.
Just extra attention, extra glances. Like some women also don't want to just have men thinking lustfully about them, because what we do have in the modern world, you see women going to clubs and shaking it on the dance floor just just so that they get self-approved by the fact that they're having a lot of glances. I mean, even as married women, and in some cases the husband is aware of this and thinking, okay, she wouldn't do anything, she just wants like to satisfy her ego and come back home. But in some cases, she doesn't come back home at least that night. So we do have problems there. I mean, so like Islam in this sense is just saying, okay, like just don't do it, and that's all. Not even Islam in general. I mean, you do have men who are saying, listen, you want me to take care of you, I want to take care of you, you want me to take care of you. Just don't put yourself in a dangerous or awkward situation so that I have to. I mean, a woman who goes out every night and stays up late, the man basically just has to be on standby, because she can be there or there or there. So if you want me to, if you want a man to just like be responsible for you, okay, he's saying, listen, I'm ready to do it, but not like every time. So please, like, just stay at home, or don't go out late, or let me come with you, or something like that. So basically, yes, I'm taking responsibility. That's what the man is saying. But at the same time, please, like, I'm ready to do it as long as you're ready to also, I mean, make it easy for me.
That is not being equal.
That's what?
That is not being equal.
No, but the thing here is that, as again, the Islamic belief, a woman is, this is actually the nice thing about Islam. Like, a woman is always responsible, like, she is always under the protection of someone, be it her father or brother, before marriage, and after marriage under the husband. So, like, she is, yes, she has some responsibility for herself, but she's under the protection of someone at any point of time. So it's either the father telling her don't go clubbing till 3 a.m. or the husband doing the same thing. Why is it that when the father does it, it's okay, when the husband does it, he's being either abusive or, I don't know, whatever, either abusive or a red flag or whatever reason you want to give just to have your way. So, I mean, this makes sense, and it's not even a religious thing. It's now just a general thing. I mean, not everybody would like that. So, and a man, on the other hand, he's responsible for himself. Yes, if something happens to him, I mean, relatives are going to cry, but basically he is protecting himself. Yes, he does have friends. He does have his father or his bros, either biological or social, who help him. But with a woman, she's, I mean, it just goes to the simple fact that you see a woman in distress, even you being nobody to her would try and help, right? Yeah, but if you see that she's, I don't know, drunk at 4 a.m. or something, you probably assume that, okay, this, I mean, she's in this situation every time, so that's a different thing. She should draw her conclusions. So, but if it's during in broad daylight and you see it, I mean, yes, you would understand. I mean, this is also a very interesting topic, because I mean, you do have people who believe in being how do I say it, independent and all these kind of things. That's another thing that's quite interesting in this way.
Another distraction in the society.
Yes.
A very serious distraction. I've covered the topics on this. I think more than I have like 5 videos on this. Yeah. Okay.
So, well, now I think I've said quite a lot. So Great.
All right, all right. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed our conversation today with Mr. Philip. And I also hope that you watched through everything, that you stayed from the beginning to the end, and add your comments. Your comment is very, very vital to us. Like I always encourage, after watching Vic Influential, or this is your first time or anything, or you did not watch through the video before you comment, I think it doesn't make any sense. It's good that you go from the beginning so that you get a context. Don't misquote somebody. Maybe you just joining the video or from middle or the beginning, you just hearing what the person's saying at that moment and you drop your comment. I think it doesn't make any sense. Or you see the short clip from somewhere and you drop your video. I will always advise, this is my advice, go and watch the full video before you drop any comments that you want to drop, so that you even want know exactly what you're writing. So if this is your first time coming across Vic Influential, I ask you to comment, share, and like this video, and please subscribe to it so that you'll be part of our community. Thank you, and see you next on Vic Influential.